Hello, I'm Armstrong Williams. Good morning and thank you for joining us for our video blog. Capitalism, Socialism, Communism. If we understand the history of each, it will really put things in perspective. Communism came about in the old Soviet Union because of how they pillared, exploited their people. And in the end, they decided that the only thing that could possibly work to sort of make up for the misdeeds against their citizens were to take care of the people, do everything for them. They had no responsibilities. That's where this famous slogan, "You pretend to work, we pretend to pay," come from. In a nutshell, that is the thesis of communism. Socialism, out of great Europe and the European empires and the monarchy, where you had the people serving the kingdom. That was their job, that was their duty. And because they served the kingdom, they had to be taken care of. Not to the extent of communism, but they felt they had to take and share the wealth, as small as the wealth may have been for the poor, the servants, the indentured servants. That's what they had to do in old Europe. They took care of them and it brought about socialism. And then capitalism in our great country, the United States, where it continues to thrive no matter what people may think, where you rise and fall by your own merit. You can put up your shingle, you can build a business, you can build an enterprise, you keep as much as you want, you earn as little as you want. It's based on your work ethic, your discipline, and your business acumen. And as we look over the world, communism is an utter failure. Socialism is literally being abandoned in Europe because it cannot work hundreds of years later. It does not work. The best model in the world now is capitalism. And why do I bring this up? I bring this up because the Obama administration, as I think about it more deeply and more thoughtful, believes that a nation, a country, an empire is judged how we treat the least among us, which is our people. And so the theme is, how do you take care of the poor? Well, this administration believes that you take care of the poor by going back to the days of old Europe. Socialism, bailing out the banks, bailing out industry, making people believe that just because they had a line of credit with banks and the government has this mentality that we're going to bail you out, we're going to be your first, your last, your middle resort, and we'll take care of you. They can just walk away from their responsibilities because the loans were not securitized and the banks will take care of them. They go back on the books, the bank's books as toxic debt. And it creates a society where people believe that their education is going to be paid for, that they don't have to worry about finding a job, that the government will give them stimulus money. And literally, people are being paid to spend stimulus money. That is the mentality of this country now. And I got to tell you, all we need to do is go back in history to old Europe, and we'll realize quickly it does not work. It will die out. This is why jobs are not being created. This is why the economy continues to sputter, because we have a mentality of old Europe, socialism. It does not work. But we must continue to tweak capitalism so we can help the have-nots as well as the haves. But at least in capitalism, you don't have to worry about government intervention. The market is kind to you. It encourages business ownership. That's why people give their lives. They sacrifice everything just to get to America, to sing that immigrant song, which is realizing the American dream, which separates us from everybody else in the world. And if this president and this administration believe that they can change what has been since the founding of this country, a capitalist nation, and within 4 years turn it into a socialist nation, I want to say to you, Mr. President, and your administration, it's not happening. You're in for a rude awakening. If you think the economy is going to get better based on your policies, you're wrong. Matters will get worse, and you will pay the price in the midterm election and ultimately in 2012. I'm Armstrong Williams.